દરમિયાન કલ્યાણ જ્વેલર્સના આપણને પરિણામો આવતા દેખાયા હતા અને Q4 ની અંદર કંપની તરફથી આપણને એક સ્ટ્રોંગ પરફોર્મન્સ આવતું દેખાયું છે. માર્જિન થોડા સબડ્યુડ રહ્યા છે પણ ઓવરઓલ પરફોર્મન્સ આપણને ખાસો સ્ટ્રોંગ રહ્યું છે. વાત કરવા માટે આપણી સાથે કલ્યાણ જ્વેલર્સના ઈડી રમેશ કલ્યાણ રામન જોડાઈ રહ્યા છે. સર, વેલકમ ટુ CNBC Bazaar. Or first of all, I want to like to ask about Q1 performance, because we seen Q4 performance very good in January to February. We seen almost 35% growth in your overall revenues front. But likely, which kind of performance we seen in Q1 because of many states are showing the restrictions. Any impact on specifically revenues or margin? Sir, I think your audio is on mute, sir.
Yeah, sorry. So Q4, as you rightly said, the performance was very good. We grew by 60% on revenue in India and 43% consult. Q3 last year was also very good. Q1, we started off very well. For the first 2 weeks, the momentum was almost same as what happened in Q4. But after that, certain states started announcing lockdowns. And if you look at us today, almost 80% of the showrooms are remaining closed. And that is where we are. And it is very hard for us to tell about the running financial year. But what happened last year was that when the stores start opening, the demand automatically came in. So that is what we expect in this year also.
Okay. So can you explain two things to me? That gold prices reached to 1900, almost near 1900, and the other thing is mandatory hallmarking announced by the government. How do you see this decision and this pricing pressure on you?
Yeah, so first of all, hallmarking again, as mentioned in Q4, we saw a huge shift from unorganized to the organized segment, and after this hallmarking also implemented, this shift is going to get further accelerated, is what we think, because now the only reason for the customer to go to his nearby showroom is that they think that they can get it on a cheaper price, but actually many of them are selling inferior quality, which will be stopped now, and they will have to sell BIS 916 gold. And that, I think that this is going to shift the unorganized to organized even more. That is what we think on hallmarking. And the price, about the question about the gold price, the price momentum has always been there. It goes up at times, it comes down. So for a customer point of view, the customer has a budget in hand when he or she comes to the store. So if they want to shop for 2 lakhs, even if the price is say 5,000 rupees per gram or 4,500, they end up buying only for 2 lakhs because that's the amount which they have in hand. So it does not affect our turnover because of the price increase or decrease.
Mr. Kamal, can you share us detail about on your revenue growth apart from South India, non-South Indian states, and almost in export market?
Yeah, so first of all, we don't have export. We only do retailing. We have Middle East showrooms there, but we don't have an export there. We are not an export house. In terms of demand, South India in Q4, the growth was around 70%, and outside South India, the growth was around 50%. The reason why South India had better growth was that in South, we are there in almost all the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities here. So a person who's in a metro who has been temporarily shifted to a small town also can shop at Kalyan in South. But outside South, we are there only in tier 1, tier 2 cities as of now. So a person in Mumbai now, in, for example, a Kolhapur, we will lose that customer as of now because our showrooms are not spread in all the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities in outside South India. So even then, we had a good revenue growth outside South as well, in a range of what, 50%.
And what about Middle East business?
So Middle East in Q3, we were only doing 70% of the previous year revenue in Q3. In Q4, the growth was like the momentum was a bit more better, and we did 85% of the previous year revenue. But it is after closing down almost 18 to 20% of our showroom network when the first pandemic was hit in the market, wherein we had certain showrooms which was predominantly catering into tourist destinations and the blue collar kind of job holders who live in that area, wherein we saw that for the next 2-3 years that demand is not going to come up, and we closed down 7 showrooms in June of last financial year. And even after closing down 18 to 20% of the showrooms, our revenue was at 85% of the previous year.
Okay. So can you explain about debt right now? How much debt you have stand at, and how much it's come down after IPO?
So the debt equity ratio, which it was at 1.7, is now at 1.1 post IPO. And the mandate for IPO is not for debt reduction. It was for working capital expansion, wherein we want to open more showrooms. That was the mandate for the IPO. However, we are not going to increase our debt level, but we are not reducing it as well. But the debt equity ratio has improved considerably from 1.7 to 1.1, which in the long term, we think that it will stabilize at what 0.75. That's the target which we have for the immediate long term.